The United Nations Human Rights Council on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide states that whether committed in time of peace or in time of war is a crime under international law. Genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group as such. A. Killing members of the group. B. Causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. C. Deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. D. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. E. Forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. On war crimes and crimes against humanity, the United Nations Human Rights Council, Article 1B, states that crimes against humanity, whether committed in time of war or in time of peace, as they are defined in the Charter of the International Military Tribunal, Nuremberg, of 8th August 1945 and confirmed by Resolution 31 of 13th February 1946 and 95-1 of 11th December 1946 of the General Assembly of the United Nations. Eviction by armed attack or occupation and inhuman acts resulting from the policy of apartheid and the crime of genocide as defined in the 1948 Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, even if such acts do not constitute a violation of the domestic law of the country in which they were committed. Despite these definitions, the United Nations High Commissioner of Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, said both Israel and Palestine could be guilty of breaking international humanitarian law. In a statement dated May 27, 2021, she says that the Palestinian rockets are indiscriminate and fail to distinguish between military and civilian objects, and their use thereby constitute a clear violation of international humanitarian law. Of Israel, she states that although Israel undertook a number of precautions, such as advance warning of attacks, in some cases, airstrikes in such densely populated areas resulted in a high level of civilian fatalities and injuries, as well as the widespread destruction of civilian infrastructure. Michelle Bachelet states such strikes raise serious concerns of Israel's compliance with the principles of distinction and proportionality under international humanitarian law. She said if found to be indiscriminate and disproportionate in their impact on civilians and civilian objects, such attacks may constitute war crimes. The action of one party do not absolve the other from its obligations under international law. As always, thanks for watching. Please thumbs up, share, leave a comment, check out the join button right below this video. There is also a link to the join button in the community tab, and don't forget to subscribe. Again, try to be grateful and think positive.